So, Mark, we're talking about Ikigai, and we have come to the part about what questions can help you find out what you really love to do. And maybe I start out with the question: what gives you lots of energy in your life, in your work, in your more broadly oriented, in your life? Yeah. What gives you lots of energy?
I think I feed off of energy of others. So if there's a good vibe in the room, if there are good people in the room, then that sort of accelerates my spirit and my ambitions to create something great. So it's very much about the chemistry, the team, the constellation of people. Even though it can be challenging still, it's not all fluffy and let's hold hands, but it creates this vibrant energy that you can almost feel and touch, where you say, yes, we want to get something done together. That creates a lot of energy with me.
Perhaps you can give an example of that. What was your last moment of really true joy?
The last moment of true joy in terms of working was when we tried to create a multi-content platform for doctors. So we were dealing with pharmaceutical companies, we were dealing with doctors, physicians, and we were creating a site with programmers and everything mushed together in one room, in one team, and trying to create value for everyone at each end of the equation. That was fantastic. It was a lot of work, it was a lot of overtime, but that was the energy that I mentioned before that really created this. I think we can create something great here. That was very motivational for me.
Mm-hmm. Let's say if someone came to you and said, Mark, I'd like to invite you to give a talk, and you could choose any topic you like, which you're really passionate about. What would you talk about?
Oof. So there's lots of things that I'm passionate about. I'm not sure if I'm knowledgeable enough to hold a conversation for any of these. But yeah, team in terms of business, like team environments, how team form, how they can excel, how they come together. That's something that fascinates me. So it has psychological aspects of each individual, but it has team dynamics. It has a lot of ingredients that can make a great dish out of it in the end. And in terms of private, I would say everything regarding like movement and healthcare and how to live a good life, a healthy life, is something that I'm very interested in.
That's I recall you talked about that earlier, and it sort of leads me on to the question: what you spend most time doing when you do not do your, let's say, formal work.
Yeah.
And you mentioned to me a few times fitness. You also mentioned family work, doing things for your family. What would you highlight here? What do you spend most time doing when you're not doing your formal work or official work?
Yeah, most time is definitely family work. So spending time with my son and creating, all kinds of things on the playground with him and together with my wife. And second, which is only for myself and my personal well-being, is definitely fitness. So I spend a lot of time creating my perception of the perfect physique and how I'd like to feel and behave, and
in a fitness center.
Yeah, I have I'm fortunate enough to have a home gym, so I have a room,
home gym. Okay.
Yeah, where I have some equipment, enough equipment that is needed for me, where I can just blank the mind and work on just physical activity, lifting weights from A to B. It's very simple, it's very stupid, but it brings me great joy just to do that.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, and I can tell you are fit, mentally and physically. So when you think about your whole life, what have you been most proud of doing?
Well, aside from my family and friends, which I'm just very proud of being around, and for them not to reject me, is the things I created with the teams. So if I get feedback like, "Hey, you've helped me through a tough time, and I think I wouldn't be capable of working," for example, if I had a burnout, I had this, I had that, and I was able to work with them through that in my position, then that's time well spent, I think.
Mm-hmm. And again, looking back on your life, what do you regret the most, either having done or not having done in your life?
I reflect a lot, so there's a lot of things that I would wish I could go back to and do differently in terms of personal relationships, in terms of like business decisions. But I think the thing I regretted the most is like not having the courage to start earlier, to invest in myself and to do more. So I started at a very normal paid job, and I sort of worked the ladder through hours and hours and hours and putting the work in. And I think I should have recognized that potential earlier and start helping with people and groups. And so that's just something I came to at a later stage in life. So that's maybe one thing. Yeah.
And when you think about work you have done through the years, what is a particular situation that you look back upon and say, right there in that situation, I was at my best? When was that? Oof. What were you doing?
Again, the thing that comes to mind is when we're trying to create a product, and there's, as many people know who do this on a daily basis, there's lots of pressure from clients, there's pressure from investors, there's like, you have to manage all of these strings and stakeholders at the same time. And if you do it right, and if you can just create a product or just a little bit of an advancement and show the vision, that is when you're at your best, when the team is happy or sort of happy, and the developers are happy, and your backlog looks good. And so there are the rare moments where you can create these, and then everything turns into chaos again the next day. But there's some moments where you feel, yes, I'm on top of the world.
And when was that?
Maybe 3 years ago when we were working on that project. Mm-hmm. That was specifically challenging, but also very rewarding.
Okay. What are two of the most important topics you want to learn more about?
Personal dynamics, so the way people think and interact and why, so some of the reasoning behind people, which is part of the coaching, which I'd like to learn more, mm-hmm. and organizational development, so how this plays into the bigger picture of company culture and creating a environment that is beneficial for employees and also the margin and all of that into combination. Yeah. I think that's the master class if you can get that right.
Yeah. When you look around in your environment here in Basel, but also globally, maybe what you follow on social media, whom do you envy? Who's a person you envy, or two persons you really envy? You say I like to be more like him or her.
Well, I have two close friends that one created his own company, and the other joined as a partner just 2 years ago. Worked for a financial company that I very much admire, just because they believed in themselves, they took the risk to create the company, they went through all the ups and downs to create a stable business. And I very much, those entrepreneurial types, I have spent many hours talking to them, and have much respect for that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You told me a lot about you as we discussed different aspects of Ikigai. I'd like to ask you now towards the end about this topic. What is one word that says the most about you?
One thing that can be positive and negative is stubbornness or tenacity. Mm-hmm. Because I can it's a positive thing if you stay on track and you do the daily grind and you don't go off the road. But it can also be negative in saying that you're you're like a donkey. You don't want to move. You're very hard-headed. So yeah, that tenacity, I think, is the one thing that people say.
Interesting. And the next question is a sort of a follow-up. It's maybe not so relevant right now. You are a very, very fit person, mentally and physically. But when you are not here anymore, what are 2 words that you hope that people would say about you, or you think that people would say about you?
I would hope that people would say, like, kindness, that they appreciated having me around, and like support or help. But they say they through me or with me they achieved something they could have not done alone. That would be the greatest compliment.
Thank you.
Welcome.